Hi everyone, my name is Holly Witten. This is my rescue dog Ruth. She gets a little shy. And I'm here to talk to you about why you should adopt versus buy an animal.
Say hi.
How many of you are animal lovers? Many of us seek companionship from furry friends of all shapes and sizes. According to the Humane Society, each year, 2.7 million cats and dogs that are in shelters are euthanized. There are too many dogs and cats that come into the shelters and aren't adopted out, and they simply don't have the space for them. Why is it that so many people buy cats and dogs from breeders and shops when there are so many animals that need a life and a home? Not only when you adopt are you saving a cutie's life, but this act of selflessness also creates a new spot for an animal in desperate need. Adopting a furry friend costs less money, and you fight against the booming business of puppy mills. You bring a sense of belonging into an animal's life, and your home is often easier to train. Shelter dogs are euthanized daily, and they're not required by law to keep track or record of how many animals actually come in and out, so these statistics could vary. As I've said before, I have an elderly rescue. Her name is Ruth. I got her off of doggy death row in West Palm Beach about 3 years ago. Her time at the shelter was dwindling, and if she didn't find a good home, she would be euthanized, as many others have been. Over the last couple years, her personality has completely changed from the time I got her to present time. Not only did I save her, but she saved me too. I learned the true meaning of selflessness and responsibility, and I now have a new furry best friend. We aren't really sure how old she is. We speculated I got her when she was 9 or 10, so that would make her maybe 12 or 13 now, but we really aren't positive. After getting her, from here on out, I will only rescue animals. I will no longer ever buy from a breeder or a shop. According to the Humane Society, adopting an animal is a lot cheaper. They're typically free. Ruth was free. They have their shots updated, and oftentimes they'll even spay them or fix them for free. Puppy mills and breeders for both cats and dogs are for-profit companies. Animals live in poor, crowded living conditions, kind of like cattle. Adopting from shelters and creating awareness and discouraging people from promoting puppy mills is vital. Many people seek puppies and kittens for the fact of raising them at birth, which leaves elderly dogs like Ruth, and cats too, at an even higher risk. Urgent was a company that was created and based in New York City that tries to bring awareness to the euthanasia process. They want to eventually implement and adopt a no-kill policy, but most shelters are actually kill shelters. Most animal shelters, even the Humane Society, they typically will euthanize their animals. A spokeswoman from Urgent was interviewed, and she stated, "Together, we are fighting to reform the New York City shelter system and save thousands of adopted animals being needlessly destroyed each year." According to American Humane, 56% of dogs and 71% of cats that enter animal shelters are euthanized. More cats are euthanized because it's harder to track their owners, and they often don't have any kind of identification on them. The chances of actually being adopted from a shelter are very slim, but it truly does make all the difference. Animals that are adopted usually have a hard life, so when you bring them home, they're usually well behaved. Ruth was already potty trained. She hardly ever barks. She just lounges and lays around and occasionally likes to go on a walk, but it's not near as challenging as trying to raise a puppy. She's also already fully grown, so we know what we're getting. Sometimes you get a puppy and you have absolutely no clue how big he's gonna be or what his temperament will be like. If you're seeking a furry companion, do your research. Try and adopt from a shelter nearby. Make it a point to bring awareness to others that may be seeking a furry friend as well. Stop the puppy mill. Give these pure, kind creatures a second chance. It's up to us to consciously adopt animals and put a stop to this cruelty. The Assai stated, victims of the high-volume puppy industry are bred for profit and kept in tiny, filthy cages, often in their own urine. They have no affection, exercise, or even veterinary care. When they can no longer produce puppies, they're discarded. I've had a couple opinions from vets that actually truly believe that Ruth was rescued from a puppy mill. She had never been fixed until she was about 10, and we could tell based on some of her behavior that she lived in a very barren living situation. She didn't even know how to walk on a leash, which leads us to believe that she never got to go outside very often. She hates water, and she's really grown into herself. Now she learned how to sit and fetch. She was also really, really overweight, which is another sign that purebreds are being used for breeding. She was almost 2 times heavier than a healthy body weight. She's lost a lot in the last couple years, though. We're better than this cruel treatment. We can change it with the help of everyone by just bringing the issue up at the forefront. Make it aware. Let people know. Make it common to the public. Thank you.